Hi, this is Dr. Kata Mordino with the Rutgers Executive Education Program, and I'm joined today by John Dunham, who's Strategic PMO Manager and CEO at Worldwide Technology and Process Works. Thank you for joining us, John.
Thanks for having me.
Sure. Let's start out by talking about your experiences with Lean Six Sigma. How did you become interested in it originally?
Well, I spent about 25 years in the information technology sector, and over that period of time, I watched the sector continue to evolve, but it evolved very predictably. Technologies continued to get smaller and more programmatically consumed, of course, faster. But the approaches to selling, delivering, and consuming those technologies, for the most part, didn't change. And as part of my growth, my career growth and path, I was seeking to do something different. And part of that was getting involved in agile transformation for consumable technologies. And part of that was understanding lean and what it could do for an organization that was evolving from an standard IT organization into a programmatically consumed organization. I convinced the employer I was working for at the time to give me an opportunity to go back to school to seek out certification or accreditation in those areas. And because this was an opportunity for our organization to go to market with a consulting offering around Lean Six Sigma in a way that we had never done before, and put us in direct competition with advisory organizations that we ran, we had to take the opportunity to seek out certification and training that was rigorous, that was competitive, that was well known, that would put us on the map. And so in my research, I found that Rutgers not only offered a rigorous program, but provided a support mechanism that was significant and had parity with the rigor of the program. And that's why I sought it out, and that's why Rutgers.
Okay. Can you talk a little bit about the program in general? What did you think the best thing was that you got out of the program, or how did it become special as opposed to maybe some other programs you might have looked at?
Well, most of the other programs that focus on Lean Six Sigma focus on the certification aspect as the end goal, as opposed to understanding or comprehension or applicability of the knowledge. And that's evidenced in many cases by the Capstone Project. A lot of the Capstone projects at other universities and through private education are virtual. And those capstone projects give you a sample scenario with non-dynamic variables. So for example, when I went through my capstone project, I ended up seeking out a project that ended up being much larger, I think, than most candidates would accept. And that was not because I sought that out, it's just because it changed. And that created a need for me to understand some of the areas of Lean Six Sigma in much greater detail than probably I would have had to have done had the project been virtual. Also, I had the opportunity to take the varying degrees of difficulty, the amorphousness of, if that's a word, of the program that I was managing, and work with my mentor to not only understand what tools I could apply, but how I would apply them and what I could do to create value.